Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the World of Juice Hoops channel. And welcome back to the episode of the San Antonio Spurs rebuild here on NBA 2K24. We are ending the season today. Next episode will be the final episode in the series as we take a break here on the World of Juice Hoops channel for not only myself, but also while we wait for NBA 2K25 to drop, and then for me to eventually go and purchase the game and then go and make some more content on the new game. Who knows when that's going to be, but for right now, we are ending up all of our series. I've talked about it in previous episodes of all of my series right now, that these are now the final episodes of them and the final seasons of them. Luckily, we've gotten pretty far in this series. This is episode, like number 25, 6, something. It's around the mid to high 20s, I'm pretty sure. And we have also gone pretty deep. We've won a championship, so we've already technically completed the rebuild. We've made 3 straight finals. We've gone 5 years. This is season 6 of the San Antonio Spurs. I'd say that's a pretty successful rebuild of the Spurs considering where they were when we took over. So let's get started here. Finishing up year number 6 of the Spurs franchise and the final season of the Spurs. Hopefully we can end that final season with a championship, but it's not looking too good when we lose 4 straight, including the final game of last episode. We go into the All-Star break. Not great. We've only won 1 game recently. We currently are barely in the playoffs because the bottom half of the Western Conference is basically separated by like a game and a half, so we could be out of the playoffs in an instant if we don't step things up here. So we got to figure out what to do differently. I don't really know why we're even playing bad. Like, we have a great team full of great, highly rated players. I'm not sure why we are not playing as good as we could be. As far as All-Stars go, we get Julio Cruz, and that is it. The only All-Star we get is Julio Cruz this year. Not too bad, but it is kind of unfortunate that only one of our guys gets the All-Star appearance. Can we turn it around, get some wins? There we go. We beat the Mavericks, lose to the Lakers. We're losing too many games. We're losing far too many games to make a difference in the postseason. We do beat the Jazz. We play the Jazz again. We sit at 14 games back of first place. We're not looking for first place. We're looking for a solid 3 or 4 seed. That's reasonable. Maybe not the 3 seed. 4 seed is reasonable. We got to go on a massive win streak here to end the season. We are behind the Timberwolves, the Suns, the Mavericks. Do we play any of those teams? We play the Suns and the Timberwolves. Okay, so we play the Timberwolves a bunch of times at the end of the season, but only the Suns 1 more time. So let's jump in and play those games. We'll need to play those games, but we need to win some games so those games matter. Beat the Jazz, contract extension deadline. Do we have anybody that needs contract extension? I mean, it's not going to matter. Jalen Green needs to do contract. I will go ahead and re-up his contract. He's re-signed now, and it looks like he's the only one. Okay, perfect. So let's get back to simulating here. We beat the Lakers. Now we play the Lakers again. We lose to them. That's not ideal. We got to beat the Pelicans and the Clippers here. That's massive. We have to get these W's. We beat the Pelicans, and we lose to the Clippers. Okay, so as we enter March 9th, 2 big games. We are 16.5 games back of first place, but like I said, we're not going for first place. We are a game and a half back of the Timberwolves and a few games, like 5.5 games or 4.5 games back of the Suns. So these are massive, especially because we play the Timberwolves 2 more times after this, but the Suns only once. So we need to get this win big time. This needs to be a win here on Timberwolves home court. It needs to be a win. We can't really accept anything else. It's back and forth. It's tight, but then we're pulling away in the 4th quarter, and I think we did it just barely. 11 seconds. I probably should have jumped in a little bit sooner than that, but 11 seconds remain in the 4th quarter, and it looks like it's going to be a San Antonio Spurs victory. They're going to play the foul game. Amari Rose will go shoot some. Amari Rose misses the first free throw. It's still a 4-point lead. Hits the second one, makes it a 5-point lead. Final timeout for the Timberwolves. They'd have to hit a crazy 3 here with like literal no time left. It's going to be tough for them to come back in this one, but I think they have a chance. They're going to have to hit a corner 3 or something. Something crazy. They give it to Wright. Wright feeds to Buford, who gives to Edwards. Stolen away by Amari Rose, out of bounds. Good defense from Amari Rose. They're just wasting time now. They wasted 4 seconds there trying to figure out who was going to take the shot. Just give it to Anthony Edwards and let him cook. I mean, he's the best player for a reason. They give it to Wright. Wright wasting no time, or wasting all the time. Give it to Anthony Edwards. I mean, you hit the shot, but you wasted so much time. They're going to go to the foul game again. They wasted so much time that they didn't need to waste. All we got to do is hit really just one of these to make sure they can't hit a crazy 3 to tie the game. There we go, or to win the game. 117-114. It's now a 3-point lead, and if we hit this, that's ball game. 0.6 seconds left. It's mathematically over. We come into Timberwolves territory and beat Minnesota. That's actually massive. Because remember, they're ahead of us by like a game and a half. So beating them here is big because we play them a couple more times. We need to keep beating them. We need to beat the Suns too. If we want to get a higher seed, we got to beat the good teams. We got to beat the Suns. This is the last time we play them. We got to get a W here on their home court. Back and forth again as we enter the second half. We started to build a lead, but we lost it quickly. It is really back and forth, but I think we've got it done. 28 seconds left, 129-124. We should be able to hold on for the victory. We should be able to hold on. This will be 2 massive W's if we could get this done. Pokusevski will inbound. He finds Cameron, and Cameron, big stocky guy. Jokic is on the Suns team. Okay, I didn't expect that. I forgot he signed here if he did, or if I knew that. And we steal the ball with Jay-Sean Copeland. They instantly go to the foul. And as long as we hit a couple of these free throws, we should be good to go. Copeland makes it 130-124. I missed that one because I had bad release. I let it go a little bit too early, but it's still 130-124. And all we got to do is play solid defense. Jackson Jr. for 3, and he drilled it. 3-point lead. Get that ball to somebody that I trust with the free throws. I don't really trust Amari Rose, but he did good in the last game. So 8 seconds to go. Amari needs to make it a 5-point lead. He makes it 4. Just so they can't tie it with an instant 3. And Amari Rose does a good job. He's got 16 points as well. He's really stepping up, isn't he? All right, they got to hit an instant 3 here. There it is. Eason, no good. Ball game. We're going to come into Phoenix and beat the Suns. A massive victory for our playoff position here in the Western Conference. I did not expect Jaren Jackson Jr. to hit that 3. Let's be honest about that. I did not see that coming at all. But a massive victory. A very, very important W. We needed that absolutely. And now with those back-to-back wins, along with the Pelican victory, that puts us ahead of the Timberwolves. It's still going to be a big climb to catch the Suns for the 4th seed. I think it's possible if we go on a huge win streak. We've already beaten the Pelicans once in this week. Let's beat them again the next week after. We do. Now we take on the Heat, who are absolute garbage. Hurts my heart a little bit. We do beat them. Taking on the Cavs, who are decent. They're not the best team in the world, but they are a decent team. We gotta get another victory here. Hopefully the Suns are slipping up. I don't know if they are or not, but let's hope that they are. And it looks like we're going to absolutely blow them out of the water. This is exactly what we needed to do. 147-114. We are now really starting to get hot when it matters the most. This is when you need to get hot, is at the end of the season when we're cooking like this. This is what we needed. Getting hot at the right time. Heading into the postseason, trying to get that final championship. Emmanuel quickly has the ball. It looks like it's St. Patrick's Day for this game. Emmanuel quickly, what's he going to do with it? He's wasting a lot of time. Mari Rose swipe. Will swipe or no swipe in action. Is he going to just take the whole time? It looks like he is. He's just going to waste the entire clock. He gives it to Evan Mobley. Backs down. He drills the lay, but, I mean, it doesn't really matter. That's ball game. Copeland, step back, shot, no good, but didn't really need the shot to go in anyway. Another victory. Another victory for the Spurs. We are on a hot streak. Very, very hot streak. But this is the right time to be on a hot streak. It's the end of the season. There's about a week or so left to go in the season. And we've pulled some massive victories out of the way. I mean, look at these. We are on a 5-game win streak right now, including those games against the Suns, and we have still clawed back a little bit. The Kings have clinched the actual playoffs. The Mavericks and the Rockets have only clinched the play-in. I think we've basically secured ourselves at least a playoff spot. It's just a matter of what seed are we going to be. There's still about a month left to go. 4 weeks of basketball to be played. There's still a lot of time to screw up, so hopefully we don't do that. But there's, in fact, a lot of time to get those wins and claw back and catch the Suns. So if we keep on winning like we're supposed to, that's a big loss to the Pacers. How good are they? They're not that good. That's an unfortunate loss. We're 3 games back of the Suns, who have now clinched a play-in spot. The Nuggets are absolute garbage because they don't have Jokic. I'm assuming they don't have Jamal Murray anymore either. We beat them very easily. Another game against the Timberwolves just has to be a victory. It has to be. I really hope the Suns slip up a little bit, but I don't think they will. It doesn't seem like they're gonna. As long as we don't slip up. Losing that game, ending our win streak, was kind of unfortunate, but I don't think we're going to slip up here. 119-94. Looked a little shaky there at the beginning against the Timberwolves, but it looks like we're going to be able to hold out for the victory. We got Eli Harris in the game. We got Victor Wembanyama. Anthony Edwards for 3. Edwards misses. Julio Cruz with the ball. Let's get this to Wembanyama. I haven't shot a 3 with Wembanyama in a while, and that's probably why, because that was not a great release. I'll do a little bit better that time. Not a great release, but having a guy like Julio Cruz is ideal to rebound for you. That's another rebound. We're padding Julio Cruz's stats. There we go. I knew I'd hit one of them. And we just padded Julio Cruz's stats like crazy. That was hilarious. We just gave him like 3 or 4 rebounds that he probably didn't deserve to have, but he got them. Victor Wembanyama. What did he do as a celebration? He kind of like looked off the crowd or something. Oh, look at that. Look at that. He's like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I be doing that. Oh, that's the thumbnail right there. I think we found it. Right there. Victor Wembanyama. All right, big dubs there. Under 30 seconds to go. 122-94. Little swipe. No, don't reach in. I hate when they take my little swipe action and go too far with it. This guy, Trevon Wright, is really good. We came up against him on previous occasions in other seasons since he's been in the league. He's a pretty good player. Jalen Green gives to Eli Harris. Guarded by Jaime Jaquez, and Eli Harris takes to the rim. Doesn't get it. Jalen Green, tough angle. And Julio Cruz gets another rebound. Julio Cruz might be the god of rebounds. He's going to go to the basket. We might as well give him a little bit of a point. There we go. Double-double now. He's been getting too many rebounds. He might as well reward him with a bucket. And we win 124-96. Another massive victory against the Timberwolves. That also gets us closer, hopefully, to the Suns. But not only does it do that, but it also keeps us further away from the Timberwolves. It keeps the Timberwolves at arm's distance. So that is a huge, huge victory. That keeps us... Now we have clinched a play-in spot, so no matter what, we will make the playoffs, whether it's as a play-in team or as an actual playoff spot. But we are so close to the Suns. We just need them to slip up a little bit more. We got to beat the... Amari Rose, no! Fractured left foot. A stress fracture. That is not good. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks. That's the rest of the regular season. Hopefully he can come back for the playoffs. Luckily, he's not that big of a piece to this team where he's not going to, like, hinder us mostly. Those are 2 big wins against the Jazz and the Nuggets, even though the Nuggets are bad. We are so close to catching the Suns. I just don't know if we have enough time. I think we might have made a push a little bit too late. We were losing far too many games, and we lose to the Grizzlies, which is not good because the Grizzlies are absolute garbage. We were losing too many games at too many early spots. Like all these losses, when we started the episode especially. I mean, look at these losses. We lost to the Pistons, the Nets, the Hornets, the Rockets, all as we started the episode. Those are stuff, that's just stuff that we can't do. Think about if we won those games, we'd be in a much different situation, but we are not. I just don't know if we're going to be able to catch the Suns. There's still 2 weeks of basketball to be played, but it might just be a little bit too tough, especially since we just lost to the Grizzlies, who are garbage. That's not ideal, losing to them. But it looks like we are going to get the job done against the Thunder. Nice to see that. The Kings are really good. I think the Kings are the 1 seed. Eli Harris, that's an injury that's going to hurt us. Eli Harris is a good player, but he's healthy. Good job. He didn't miss a single game. If we can take down the number 1 seed, that'd be really, really cool. But it's not going to be easy, and they got a huge second quarter, and I think it might be Dos Svadanias. Yeah, it is. It's over. We lose to the Sacramento Kings, who are a good team. It's understandable. But we still need to beat those teams if we want to win a championship, so. We beat the Grizzlies. We got 1 week of basketball to be played, and we currently sit so close to the Phoenix Suns. We have guaranteed ourselves an actual playoff seed and not have to go through the play-in. Kings have secured the number 1 seed and the best record in the conference. Probably the best record in basketball, too, I would assume. Oh, but we cannot afford to lose any more games. We have to beat the Hawks, who are not great. Another trade situation. We beat the Hawks. We got to beat the Nuggets as well. Nuggets are bad, just as bad as the Grizzlies and the Hawks. We do that. We have passed them. The Suns have slipped up. There's a chance we can end with the 4 seed. If we win out, we win the 4 seed. If we lose one of these games, it's not going to be good because the Suns could get it right back. So we take on the Timberwolves. We have to get this win. Not so much to keep the Timberwolves away because they're pretty much not going to catch us anymore, but we have to keep the Suns at bay now. And I think we're going to get the W against the Timberwolves. It looks pretty much in doubt that we're going to get it, or not in doubt that we're going to get it. And we do 127-93, huge victory. And I think, yes, it has. They're a game and a half back. I don't think they can come back. I think we've clinched the 3 seed, even if we lose this game against the Clippers, which I don't think we will. Final game of the season. Can we secure the 3 seed? I think we already have, but that doesn't mean I don't want to win this game. We had a huge second and third quarter to try to claw back in this. We've tied it. It is really back and forth, down by 2 with 49 seconds to go in the final game of the season. I really don't want to lose this and find out if we didn't clinch or not. I'd really prefer to win this game so that we don't have to worry about clinching, whether or not we clinched. All we have to do is just go to the 4 seed and be happy. And just like that, Patrick Hooks, slamma-jamma. You're not going to outplay Patrick Hooks in the paint. That's just not going to happen. He's too thick. He's a big body. He's too thick. It's all tied at 122. Capella will inbound. He feeds to Scotty Barnes. He got past me because I didn't know what angle I was at, and Scotty Barnes dunks it. 42 seconds. Do we shoot a 3? Probably not. Who's in the game? Not a great lineup. It's a bunch of huge people and then Jay-Sean Copeland. This is a wild lineup, but you know what we do? We trust the big men. This is why we drafted Julio Cruz number 1 overall, because he does stuff like this. Oh, he missed the shot, Julio. Oh my God, Julio Cruz. But he swiped it away. Play good defense. Oh my God, Julio Cruz. That was even a good release, and he missed that shot. Jay-Sean Copeland, good defense. Really good defense, Jay-Sean. All right, get that ball back to Julio Cruz and let him work the paint. Let him do his thing. Julio Cruz does his thing. Tied it up. Timeout called by the Clippers. This gives us a chance to get our guys back in here. Okay, let's do this. We got 20 seconds to get the guys in here, so we got to go Copeland, Vega, Swift for Copeland, then Eli Harris. Hooks will keep in the game. I know Benyama probably should be in the game, but I want the big body Hooks. 124-124. It's all tied up. Clint Capella will inbound. He finds Benjamin in the low post, guarded by Jimmy Vega. He's wasting all the time. He wants final shot at the baseline. He gives to Barnes. Scotty Barnes for the final shot, guarded by Julio Cruz. It's going to go up, and he missed it. Oh, my God. Do I have a timeout? I do, but I missed the timeout. I tried to call it. We're going to overtime against the Clippers. This is not what you want to do. You don't want to go to overtime in the final game of the regular season. This is not ideal. Not ideal at all, but we're going to try it. We're also going to simcast most of overtime here. Can we get the job done? It looks like we can to an extent. 136, 139. I think we got it done. 141 to 130. We finally showed up. Our talent prevailed. We get the victory. He stepped out of bounds. I didn't push him. Yes, stepped out of bounds. We have officially secured the 3 seed, or the 4 seed, excuse me. We've officially secured the 4 seed. I don't know how we passed the Suns. They must have really slipped up for us to catch them, because they were at least 4 games up on us at one point. Maybe even 5 games. Jimmy Vega will shoot some free throws. Jimmy Vega drills. Probably my most favorite player that I've drafted in this series was Jimmy Vega. Obviously, I like Julio Cruz, I like Jay-Sean Copeland, I like Eli Harris, but Julio Cruz, or Jimmy Vega is just a different animal, man. He's a stud. Absolute stud. And he's going to slam a jam of that one. 145 to 130. Victory for the Spurs to end Season 6 in a positive way. Just think if, like I said, just think if we would have won those games at the beginning of the episode, when we simulated all those losses at the very beginning. Just think of where we'd be in the record books. As far as our schedule, where would we be, or as far as our record goes, just think of where we'd be if we would have just won those games. We probably would have been chasing the 3 or the 2 seed. We probably wouldn't have been able to catch the Kings, but we'd probably be chasing the 3 or the 2 seed. But the 4 seed is still good. It's a top seed. We get home field or home court advantage, so it's still a good spot to be in. Hopefully, next episode in the playoffs, we don't disappoint. Good victory from the boys. Good victory from the boys, and that is how we end Season 6 on a high note. On a very, very high note. Good job. Danny Reynolds wins the MVP of the league. You know what? I'm changing it. No, I'm not going to change it. I don't like that Jimmy Vega, or that Danny Reynolds gets it. Ian Sanders gets the Rookie of the Year for the Bulls. Jermaine Iske gets the 6th Man of the Year for the Nuggets, who are awful. The Thunder get Chris Miller Defensive Player of the Year. Chris Miller's a good player. A.J. Dennis gets Most Improved. Danny Reynolds gets the Clutch Player of the Year. Coach of the Year goes to Mike Brown. And then Ryan Trust is the Executive of the Year. So the Kings dominated. Kings dominated, as you would expect, at the number 1 seed. All-NBA first team is Danny Reynolds, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Rico Vega, Jimmy's brother, and Amani Richards. Then you've got second team Tashawn Marbury, Tyreek Brown III, Adam Heyer, Mitch Lawson-Wade, and Diesel Jones. Third team is Trayvon Wright, Tyrese Halliburton, Joel Embiid, Brian Cameron, and Julio Cruz. That's good to get an All-NBA player. All-defensive first team, Marbury, Wright, Chris Miller, KJ Lewis, Jonathan Boozer. Second team is Reynolds, Vega, Thompson, Santos, and Will Freeman, former Spur. He's thriving over in Cleveland now. All-rookie first team is Ian Sanders, Todd McCarthy, Tito Falls, Francis Samuels, and Nick Castle, or Cassell. And then all-rookie second team is Alberto Clayton, Garrett Mann, Cameron O'Neal, Jay Caldwell, and R.J. Warren. All-NBA and all-rookie teams. Okay, so we make the 4 seed. We take on the team that we were facing, trying to climb, and eventually did surpass, and that is the Phoenix Suns. That's going to be a massive first round in the next episode. Hopefully we can get back to the finals for the 4th straight year and win an NBA championship. But to end up the episode, we need to take a look at the player stats. Who dominated for us? It was Victor Wembanyama leading the team with 21 points. That's pretty good. I love Victor Wembanyama. Glad to see he dominated. Julio Cruz was right there next to him, his running mate. Pretty good. Then you got DeJounte Murray. Not what I would expect to be the third leading scorer on the team, but DeJounte comes back to the Spurs after a much-needed reunion in the end of last year, and he did good. Good for him. Jimmy Vega was next up with 11.7. How did he shoot from 3? He shot 39%. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. Jalen Green comes up next with 11 points. Then Copeland, Amari Rose, Patrick Hooks was right up there at 5 rebounds. So nobody other than Julio Cruz averaged more than double-digit rebounds. That's okay. Nobody averaged double-digit assists, but a lot of people are playing, so that's the reason why probably for that. Eli Harris comes in next, then Nelson Swift. Jay Caldwell played pretty well for what he was given. Jordan Poole played only in 10 games, but I just brought him in for the memes, really. Karan Steele did good, and then these 2 guys didn't play. But, hey, that's a good season. Could have been better. Could have won a few more games to give us a little bit of a higher seed. But next episode's going to be pretty important. Next episode is going to be absolutely important to get the job done, get to the NBA Finals, and win our second championship to end out this series on the highest of notes. Hopefully it will. I guess we'll see and find out in the next episode. If you guys enjoyed it, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.